Does Donald Trump like Muslim people?
Of course he does.
Okay. Muslim people like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Because he's like the first president who doesn't have like a dog in the White House.
Yeah.
Muslims don't like dogs in the house.
It's true.
Angels are back in the White House.
Wait, what do you mean by angels?
Like Muslims believe if you have a dog in the house, then the angels get scared and leave.
Wow. What a fake religion. I mean, I'm sorry. Who could look into the eyes of a sweet, beautiful dog and say, angels hate you? Catholics would never do that. We've done other stuff, but we would never make that mistake. We need to go back and take over the Holy Land again so that dogs can run wild and free through the streets.
No, we want them on the streets.
They're good on the streets.
Yeah, that's where we want them. Does Donald Trump...
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. And, yeah, just another one of the silly things that people believe in the religion of Islam. But, yeah, today is a meme review. And it's just going to be a general meme review. There's going to be some stuff about Islam in here. There's going to be some stuff about crime statistics. There's just going to be some funny stuff in general. So get ready to sit back, relax, and we're just going to go over some funny memes. So enjoy the show today, folks. Whenever you're ready, Chad, just start scrolling through them.
All right. Well, speaking of Islam and other immigration issues, someone made this of appears to be like,
Lord of
the Rings kind of a meme. It says orcs are welcome, and they're waving a pride flag, and then it shows immediately after
we don't feel safe.
We don't feel safe walking our streets anymore. It's like, I wonder why.
Again, that's a perfect meme. It encapsulates like going, orcs have feelings too. It's like, yeah, but they also don't care about you. And they're the bad guys. And again, this is what happens when you import a culture that does not share your values. I mean, that you can't do better than a Lord of the Rings meme like that. It's like, orcs have feelings too. Yeah. Muslims have feelings too. It's like, yeah, they do, but they don't care about yours. And that's the problem.
Yep. Which brings to the next one, which is extremely relevant. Illegal immigrants might vote, says the Chad. And then the NPC's like, no, only citizens can vote. And he's like, then voters should prove that they are citizens. No, that is racist.
And again, this point is kind of irrelevant too, because again, they don't do they do congressional seats by total population, not citizen population. So the illegal immigrant population actually does get a say, not direct. If they're not illegally voting, then they're doing it by just having more seats. And typically, if there are more seats in a state, they go to Democrats. So again, it's not good.
100%.
Illegal immigrants do affect the vote, even if they don't directly vote.
Yep. Let's see here. Let's scroll up. Oh yeah. Then it's Muslims, your country, and then the boat that's sinking on Captain Jack Sparrow's little dinghy that he rode in on is the country they just ruined.
Mm-hmm. Again, you don't see us. You don't see anybody from another culture that's not Islamic moving to an Islamic country. It's only the other way around.
How do you know which country is bad? The one that people are not immigrating to.
Exactly.
If there's not a reversal, if it's not a equal thing, there's not an equivalent number of white people moving to that country, it obviously is not good.
Exactly.
This one's great right here. From Johnny Midnight, just crazy. And it's Joe Biden. He was sharp as a tack. And then I guess this is the guy that they were talking about, what's his name? Deion Sanders' son or whatever.
Yeah.
He's a first-round talent. And then Katy Perry is an astronaut. And then this guy is a Maryland father. These are all the hoaxes that Democrats are spreading right now.
Yeah, again, it's all hype. It's all ridiculousness. I mean, these narratives wouldn't exist if someone in the media wasn't astroturfing these things. And if the other media outlets weren't carrying water for it.
Oh, yeah. This next one I thought was great. It says, 11-year-old girl, the trans woman entering the bathroom. And it's the troll from freaking the first Harry Potter.
In the dungeon, or in this case, a troll in the girl's bathroom. Oh my gosh, that's good.
Then this right here, this is what I imagine hell is like.
Yeah, people who don't have any self-control, no inhibition. They just do whatever they want. This is hell.
Living on top of each other.
Yeah, this is hell on earth, man. This is what it looks like.
Hell.
This is what happens when you have a society and culture that's too weak to say, hey, maybe this isn't a good thing. We shouldn't allow people to do this. And they go, nope, we just want to be nice. This is what toxic empathy looks like. Allowing people to just do drugs and sleep on the streets.
Have open markets right here that clearly aren't being, taxed.
Yeah. Where'd you get this stuff from? I stole it from Target because they can't arrest me if I steal stuff under $1,000.
But yeah, it's crazy. This is what I imagine like hell on earth looks like. And this video goes on for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean it's like whenever we were in Austin, just driving past the underpass, just looking at all the homeless. It's like, dude, this is crazy. And it's like, no, it actually looks much better. It's like, how?
It goes on for actually, I was saying, it goes on for like 4 minutes.
Yeah. This is just like this guy walking down the street.
But yeah, doing drugs openly in the street, bro. It's crazy. Then this has been blowing up right now. Is they posted all these criminal aliens,
illegal criminal aliens who have been convicted of crimes
and deported.
Yeah, deported. Like I said, these aren't just people who entered illegally. These are convicted felons. So not only did they enter illegally, they're convicted of a heinous crime. So like some of them will say the R word, grape on there. They'll say domestic violence. They'll say sexual assault. They'll say murder. All kinds of stuff. I mean, that's what this is. This is a good thing, what you're looking at here.
Yeah.
And Democrats just
are
aren't going to
defending it.
Yeah, they'll back. Those innocent baby angel Aladdins need to be brought back. They have rights.
Then this, we're actually having conversations with some of the videos we made yesterday with people talking about this. A judge had to spend hours in jail before being arraigned. This is cruel and unprecedented. And then it's that little puppet that looks at the camera. It's like J6ers.
What about the J6ers? Who cares? And again, there are people that believe they had their date in court. No, they didn't.
A lot of them did not. They eventually got their day in court. Some of them spent a year, like well over a year in lockup or detained before they received
because they didn't want these people to have an expedient court date. They wanted them to suffer. The whole point was this is punishment for supporting Trump. That's what that was. They're going to look, the government can do whatever they want to you. And now Democrats want the government to protect illegal immigrants' rights. Criminal illegal aliens. They want their rights defended. Their rights matter, but the J6ers don't because they're our political adversaries. Period.
100%.
Rules for thee, but not for me.
Yep. This one's just a political cartoon, but I think it is absolutely true. Says, let's see here. You're here illegally, and you're charged with robbery, assault, squatting, rape, murder, and what do you have to say for yourself? I'll vote Democrat. Case dismissed. And it's a Democratic donkey judge, as you can see.
Case dismissed. I mean, that's a perfect meme right there. It sums up what's going on in the Democratic Party perfectly right now.
Sad but true. Then this one is just interesting. Let me see here. Who posted this? From David Santa Carla. And it's killed attending a track meet. And of course it's Austin
Metcalf and Carmelo
Anthony. Killed taking a train home, and that's this one right here.
It's Miss Carson or something like that. She got stabbed in the back by that guy.
Yeah. And then the last one is killed taking a patient to the hospital, and this lady right
stabbed
here
a emergency services worker in the chest. What do you call him? EMS.
Yeah.
She stabbed an EMS worker who was trying to stabilize her or help her in the back of a what do you call it? Ambulance. And she just stabbed him in the heart, and he died immediately, just like what's his name, Austin Metcalf.
Yep. So, what is going on? And none of these made. I mean, besides this one, these two did not make national news.
Nope.
At all.
Nope.
They made local news, but they didn't make national news.
The usual suspects, man.
And this is what we call this is the black privilege that we're talking about. It's like there's nothing heard of this. If this was reversed, it would be all over the news.
Yeah, if a crackhead white guy stabbed a black EMS worker in the heart and killed them, they'd be like, obviously racism was the root cause, and it's a systemic problem that happens all over America every single day.
Yep. Now, this next one's interesting because I kind of was on the side of this girl for the longest time, but I guess we found out the pilot in the DC helicopter crash on January ignored several warnings by her male co-pilot to turn before the collision.
Oh, so they have the little black box recordings, and she wasn't listening. Yikes. Again, this does not do... I mean, this girl could just have mental illness. Maybe she had a bad breakup. She was allegedly, a lesbian or something like that? Like, potentially?
No, she had a boyfriend.
She had a boyfriend?
Yeah, she's not. But
maybe she had
but
a
this
bad
is
breakup.
This is one of those things that we're talking about. Is like, is this one of those girl boss epic fail moments where it's just like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Well, your chief there is telling you, listen to me. I've been doing this longer than you.
I'm a captain. I outrank you. Shut up.
Exactly, and that's what we're talking about here is like, trust the person with experience over that. I mean, that's anything that you'll learn as a lieutenant in the military or a junior officer in the military.
Stay humble, kings and queens, because, again, you have people who are surrounding you that have years of experience. I mean, there are sergeants that have more experience than captains. The captain just has the rank. Doesn't mean he has the time in service, know.
There's probably a first sergeant there that has way more knowledge and experience than
or
most.
Even a sergeant first class. A platoon leader could have more. A platoon sergeant could have more experience than a captain.
Yep. But I love this one. Bernie Sanders, especially with him going around touring with AOC trying to get her a presidential nomination.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie Sanders leaving his third lakefront property to go speak about the evils of wealth and capitalism. Again, Scrooge McDuck skiing on his pot of gold or his vault full of gold and money.
Again, folks, this is Bernie Sanders to a T. Like, Bernie Sanders conveniently stopped saying millionaires. He just says billionaires now. You know why? Because Bernie's a millionaire now. He doesn't want to be part of the persecuted class, so he just conveniently throws out the millionaires. Now it's just the billionaires. Millionaires, really, that's not a lot of money. Being a millionaire, that's nothing.
Now, this one made me and you laugh, and, you can see it, but it's shapes. It's just like, little, like, puzzle pieces that fit together properly. And then it's the LGBT community is all these shapes trying to make it work. And then there's the only two that make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this is. I mean, this sums up the problem with gender ideology is like you have to either manipulate or, I don't know. It's weird.
When a child can look at that and understand exactly what the issue is, maybe not understand the sexual undertones of it, but look at it and be like, well, duh, those pieces don't fit together.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have people be like, no, relationships are a much more complex thing. It's like, still a sin, still living against God's will.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy to me, man. I mean, but people will absolutely do anything to justify sin and just say, well, this actually isn't what you think it is. It's not bad, and you're actually a bad person for thinking that it's bad.
Yep.
It's like if you have an issue with the Bible and biblical truth, it says more about you than it does the Bible.
Yeah. This one actually is one that we just showed earlier of the things outside the White House, but it's close up on them so you can actually see what they're arrested for: homicide, child sexual abuse. Good Lord, sodomy, that rape, violence against children, child pornography, fentanyl distribution, sexual assault, lewd acts in front of children. Good Lord, why do Democrats want to give these people due process?
They came here illegally. That's one crime. And then when they came here, instead of attempting to assimilate into the culture, this is what they do. And these are the people you want to go to bat for. Stop. Just stop.
And there's this one that you sent. It says, "Give us more aid so we can try to kill you again." Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that is Islam to a T. This is the fruit Islam bears, man. Like, they don't produce anything. They don't bring any real worth or value to society or the world globally. They just ask for aid, ask for your money. I mean, basically, we're paying jizya by giving them aid. That's crazy, man. But yeah, these people, they will absolutely kill us all if they got the chance.
Yeah. Next one here. Okay, so this is what it says. Yeah, Emily Carlson, 25, killed in cold blood by Willie Holsom's 54, the reported offender. Zero national outrage. And that's 100% true, and he stabbed her in the back, by the way.
Yeah. Why would you stab a lady in the back? I mean, maybe she didn't want to go on a date with him.
Mm-hmm.
Seems reasonable.
Yep.
Again, these people, it's what's going on in the black community. It's a honor culture, but it's also an impulse control culture. Why do you have these violent impulses? And like I said, I think there's a Carmelo Anthony one that you're going to show here in a little bit that shows he's not just this innocent baby angel lad, and he has a history of violence.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to put this one over. I might end it with this one instead.
What, the Joe Rogan?
Yeah, he talks about how just Democrats constantly
Rooting
root against America.
Yeah.
So anyway, move on. Yep, there's that Bernie Sanders one right there, that boat. Again. They just honk at it during mid-speech. And the Troll Award goes to...
That's awesome, man. The Trump trolls are out there, baby.
I like this one. Harry Sisson arrested. Gay.
That's a crime here in America. We'll see to it.
Okay, and then of course everyone's like, if you remember back early when Elon bought X, Jack Dorsey made Blue Sky to counter it again, which is like supposed to be the answer to X. It's like Twitter all over again. So then it's this dog being like, let's check on Blue Sky today. Child lover, welcome. My pronouns are they, them. I'm bisexual, non-binary, minor attracted. I love Minecraft, My Little Pony, Fortnite, Doctor Who, and much more. Dog's like, good Lord.
Good Lord. Yeah, I mean, child lover. That's his name, is child lover. I'm a minor attracted person. I'm a map. I mean, open. Like Jack Dorsey should be absolutely ashamed of himself what he's allowing on this
That's
platform.
what they said. They said that there is a huge wave of child explicit material on Blue Sky.
Wow. You mean to tell me that people on the left and people who are going to say that love is love at any age are just going to be like, hey, I mean, that's pretty soon all the Muslims will be on Blue Sky.
Yeah, they might as well be. But here's this right here. Is like, this is what we're importing with Islam right now. And, you know, the thing is liberals don't take people at their word. They're just you just need money and economic prosperity.
Like I said, they don't take religion seriously on the left. They don't. They think it's, oh, Sky Daddy. You know, it's like, guy, when you have the power of faith and the power of conviction on your side, especially Muslims who, again, the afterlife is nothing but worldly pleasures. It's like, dude, you get to go and you get to bang a 72 virgins in the afterlife. Like, it's just going to be a nonstop sexual escapades all for the rest of your days in paradise. Why wouldn't you just, of course, go out and martyr yourself?
Yeah, I guess so. But here is what's going on. This guy is I think he's a street and, you know, one of those people that you talk about. What are they in London, like Freedom
Speaker's Corner?
Yeah, Speaker's Corner, yeah.
Speaker's Corner, yeah.
Yeah, so he's preaching the gospel at Speaker's Corner, and you can see that this Muslim guy just tells him that, you know, he would kill him if he had the opportunity.
You hate me for the sake of Allah.
I hate you for the sake of Allah.
All right.
I hate you for the sake of Allah. Every Christian, I hate you all for the sake of Allah. Any Jew, any Christian, I hate you all for the sake of Allah.
He hates me for the sake of Allah.
You hate these bastards and the other bastards.
Would you kill me if you get a chance?
If we're at war, I will chop your head off.
Allah guide you.
If we're fighting in war, am I supposed to let him kill me? I said, if we are.
No, let's ask this again. Do you hate me?
Yes, I hate you for the sake of Allah.
Who taught you to hate me?
Islam did.
Islam did. Again, this is the religion of peace. Taught him to hate them. Again, we're supposed to pray for our enemies. We're supposed to love our enemies. We're supposed to hope that God somehow intervenes in these people's lives and be like, hey, you know, it's like, and we're also supposed to be that light that hopefully change these people's mind. Them, it's like, no, you're a filthy kafir. We are allowed to kill you. We're allowed to take your women and our word your kids and our word your wives. Like, you don't have any rights. You're second-class citizens.
Yep.
Like, that is Islam, man. Like, that's why I don't understand. Like, one person taught peace and love and said, love your enemies, and the other one says, kill anyone who's a non-believer.
Okay, well, here's that video that you were just talking about. Here is Anthony Carmelo appears to stomp a kid's head during a basketball game, allegedly. So there he is. And then if we go over here, here's him at his little basketball game.
Well.
I think I've got a
Is that
bigger
the
one.
perfect-
Let me go to the Facebook one. It's actually a bigger size.
Okay.
This is the Bernie one I can get rid of. There it is. Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Boom, right there.
Well. Is that the perfect fucking student, Carmelo Anthony, stomping somebody's head? Oh, well, goodness gracious, look at that. One of the black community's gonna save off that one.
Again, I love it. And again, it's a shame that we have to live in this society where, again, white folks, people like me, people like you, Chad, that we're not allowed to talk about or critique anything going on in the black community. We have to have, conservative black avatars come out to talk about this stuff for us.
And then
again,
they get
they're
called,
Uncle Toms.
they get called Uncle
They're
Toms.
sellouts.
Mm-hmm.
Again, there's no reason to support Carmelo Anthony. We can all pray for him and hope that he comes to God and the family's able to forgive him and he's able to forgive himself for what he did. But again, no one should be celebrating this. And there are people in the black community that read some of the donation stuff on his GoFundMe page or whatever.
Yeah, it's scary stuff.
Yeah, they're like, dude, they were like, that white kid deserved it. We're glad you stabbed him. We're glad you killed him. Like that's some of the stuff that people are saying. When you leave a donation, you can type a message with it, and some of them are just absolutely awful, evil.
Yeah. Then here's this one. You and me I don't know why this one makes you and me laugh. It just tickles me. So it's the anti-fascist. It's supposed to be like an anarchist. I'm anti-government. And then you've got the right-wing libertarian guy. Don't tread on me. Come and take it flag. Me too. They just start fighting.
I love it. Yeah, again, if you don't believe in government regulation, this is what you get. This is why libertarianism really can't work, and nor can anti-fascism at some degree, because it just turns into that. It's just, well, we'll just settle this with our fists.
Which is funny because I don't care what anybody says. The Antifa people,
they're left-wing.
oh, yeah, they're left-wing
they're communists.
Communists, which like everyone's like, communism isn't government, but yeah, it's just like it's people ownership of. No one owns anything. It's all everyone's.
It's collective ownership.
And they're like, so then how do you? So then what do you do to get leaders? And you go, well, you still you hold elections. So then you have leaders. So you have a more centralized leadership. And goes, what do you do to the people who don't want to vote for that person? It's like it's the same thing. Well, they'd have to either be re-educated or killed.
Yeah. Again, there is no actual solution. Like I said, again, it's just. Communism is a religious ideology. It's not actually just look at we have to look at communism the way communists look at Christianity or any other religion. It's like, dude, this is a religion. It's not actually a practical worldview or economic system. There's nothing practical or useful about it.
Yeah. Here's this next one. This was posted by Natalie Winters, and it says, I literally can't understand you. And it's Rep. Shuri Thendar, Democrat, Michigan, and introduces articles of impeachment against Trump. Kilmar Garcia must be allowed to return. And that's the hill the Democrats are literally dying on. If you want to hear this guy, it is hard to understand him. This is like he literally talks like one of those people on the phone that one of our customers will call in and be like, I can't understand a word you're saying. I need to talk to an American.
Yep. Yeah. And you're racist for saying that.
This is Congressman Shri Thanedar. Donald Trump has already done real damage to our democracy, but defying a unanimous 9-0 Supreme Court ruling, that has to be the final straw. It's time we impeach Donald J. Trump. The court said the wrongfully deported Kilmer Garcia must be allowed.
I can't understand you. You sound like a dog with peanut butter.
You sound like Chewbacca. I said, but no, yeah, it's like, so they're dying on a hill of a guy who is an MS-13 gang member, who's not a citizen, was never granted citizenship, wasn't even granted asylum amnesty, who was deported back to his home nation. So Democrats are demanding that a person from El Salvador be returned to the United States who's not a United States citizen.
Acting like he
So
didn't get...
basically,
Yeah.
they're trying to kidnap an El Salvador person.
Yeah, they're trying to human traffic a person back into this country. Again, it's crazy.
Yeah,
We live in the upside down.
Yeah, this is probably what we'll talk about like on tomorrow's show or later this week. But Angry Cops posted something about schools not protecting students.
Yeah, covering up investigations that cops are and trying to investigate child domestic abuse in the home, and the schools are not helping. The schools are not assisting.
Yep.
And they have the evidence. They're just burying the stories.
Yeah. And that's
because again, the schools don't exist to help the kids; they exist to serve themselves. These organizations
exist to serve the
exist
teachers,
to
yeah. Everyone's like, schools exist to help kids. No, teachers unions and schools are there to assist teachers. They are not there for the students.
Yeah.
Okay, let's discuss what Islam has to offer. Rape, beheadings, burning people alive, female genital mutilation, taking hostages, honor killings, slavery, oppressing women, jihad, and pedophilia.
Sign me up. I'm all in.
Golly. And then, just remember, before he slaughters you, let me remind you that he doesn't represent Islam, and this guy is a moderate Muslim. He's like, yeah, these are the people. The moderate Muslims allow their cultures to be like this, and then they come to our cultures and allow your culture to be radically transformed into what their culture that they left was.
Again, why we don't condone violence, he was actually doing the will of Allah. But we don't condone what he did. That was very mean of him. You know, it's pathetic, man. Like they have no standards in Islam. Mm-hmm. And again, I mean, if you can cut somebody's head off and then everybody will just say, well, it's not very nice. But I mean, again, kafirs deserve it.
Yeah. And here's this one that you sent me. And it's Stone Talkers. Sir, we reworked the coffee cup design that you wanted. What do you think? And it's a pride one, and it's literally,
sodomy.
Yeah, exactly. And he goes, then the CEO's like, but is it trans inclusive enough?
Yeah, this one made me laugh so hard when I saw it the other day.
I bet. And then here is let me read it as it's going on because I don't think we can show a lot of it. It says, in Spain, a gay counselor from the Socialist Party who supports diversity, equity, and inclusion went to a kebab shop to show solidarity with Muslim community, gets beaten up as he comes in, and they find out what he is.
I love it. Again, this is what happens when you think that you are for the marginalized and oppressed as an LGBTQ activist, and you go to the most oppressive, the most hateful, the most evil ideology religion that exists. They hate you. Christians, we don't hate gay people. We don't. We pray that you will overcome your sin, because homosexuality and homosexuality itself is not a sin. Acting on it is. Look. We don't hate people who struggle with it. We don't hate the sinner. We hate the sin. They, on the other hand, hate you. I mean, again, it's like what Ben Shapiro said in that UCLA speech when they're talking about divesting against Israel. And it's like, for those of you who are trying to divest Israel, I think you forgot about the fact that
how high they hang gays.
How high they hang gays in Palestine. You know. You ever heard of a roof party?
Yeah, good Lord. Said another one from Stone Toss. This one's great. Actually, gay relationships are just as normal as straight ones. And then he grabs some medication out of his pocket and takes a pill. He goes, what is that? It's meds to prevent my gay relationship from killing me.
Yeah. Again, I can't tell you. First of all, they decriminalized transmitting HIV and AIDS in California. So that's one thing. Number two, I can't tell you how many people I've seen, how many pills they've marketed to, and exclusively gay commercials. You know, it's like we have this pill that will help prevent or lower your chances of HIV, you know, and you're just like, oh my God. Like the fact that they're marketing, like, again, they are promoting the disease, they're promoting homosexuality, and they're selling you not even a cure, just a temporary reprieve from your lifestyle choices. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely crazy. It's disgusting.
And then what you were just talking about earlier. Communist then, broke, entitled, lazy, narcissistic, psychopathic, mass starvation. And then it's communist now. broke, entitled, lazy, narcissistic, sociopathic, mass starvation, now gay.
Yeah, gay. Well, they, to be fair, they always were gay.
Yeah.
Because communism is gay.
Then this Star Trek one you sent, I thought this one was pretty funny. So if Trump is a Nazi and he won the popular vote, then most people believe Democrats are worse than Nazis, right?
Again, the vast majority of people voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump won by a landslide. He won the popular vote and the Electoral College. There is no dispute that Donald Trump was duly elected.
Mm-hmm. Then here's this one. It's really scary.
Yes, here is the fruit
girl,
that Islam bears. This is the fruit that Islam bears. This is like a 50, 60-year-old man and a parent selling their daughter to this man. And look at, I mean, look how happy she is to be signing a marriage contract with this guy.
And she passed out. And she's back awake again crying. It says, young girl in Bangladesh is forced by her parents to sign a marriage contract with a 40-year-old man. How could parents do that? So outrageous and sick. And it's literally, this is them probably selling their daughter, probably getting a lot of money from this guy.
Yeah, again, this is culturally enriching. This is beautiful. This is the fruit that Islam bears.
Yeah. Oh, boy. But you've sent me a bunch of these. Like I said, it seems like Democrats there seems to be an awakening in the black community about with all the crime and stuff going on. We don't have enough time to listen to the whole thing, though. We have to make another.
Yeah, we might
day.
do another. Wouldn't do it. Yeah, do another day of this.
Then Instagram TikTokers that are threatening Trump's life are going off the chain right now, and this guy is literally calling that he doesn't want to hear from anybody unless they're serious about going and hunting down like white people. My goodness.
Yeah, again, more statistics about crime in the black community, and this guy's like, I'm going to lose some subscribers over this, but he posted it anyway. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, good for him. Again, wake up. Wake up. View the statistics as they are, not as you want them to be. Even comedians, like Eddie Griffin, like, I mean, he's waking up to it. You know, he's like, man, the Democrats never had our back.
Talking about Elion steals. No, y'all steal. Elion's busting y'all on how you stealing the goddamn money. That's what the fuck you mad about, you sons of. Why would he steal? He the richest man on earth. He gonna steal your tax dollars? Get the fuck out of here.
Talking about Trump.
Y'all steal. Your bank account don't match what we pay you as a government official. How is that, Nancy Pelosi? How the fuck you worth $290 million? Is it called insider trading? How the fuck y'all call yourself human? How the fuck you couldn't stand up and apply for a 13-year-old kid who's fighting cancer to this day, still whooping cancer's ass? And Trump made him an honorary Secret Service because that's the boy's dream. But y'all couldn't even stand up for that because y'all some straight up told mother. Fuck you all. I wasn't born with a jack attempt on my mother. Head. I voted Republican, and I think I did the right goddamn thing. I know I did the right goddamn thing. Talking about Elion steals. No, y'all steal. Elion.
Able to live with yourself. And
it's called being able to think for yourself and think critically. Like, again, this is what happens. Like, they've had the black community so brainwashed that it's like going, you step out of line, it's like, you ain't black. Again, Joe Biden having the gall to say that if you don't know whether or not you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. You know, I mean, that's incredible that a Democrat thought they could get away with saying that on national television. And he suffered no reprisals for it. Charlemagne the God, you know, the fraud, you know, was like, he kind of pushed back only a little bit going, well, you know, like black people, we think for ourselves. You know, it's like, you know, Biden doesn't think you do.
Yeah.
And he got very minimal pushback from Charlemagne the God, and it was pathetic. Yeah. It was pathetic.
Here's this next one. It says, if a white person moves out, it's white flight, racism. White person moves in, gentrification, racism. If a white person sees color, racism. If a white person doesn't see color, ignoring racism, racism. Said, don't partake in culture, non-inclusive, racist. So, and then last one, engages in culture, cultural appropriation, also racist.
Yeah. Again, this is one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't. Some people are going to be happy with it. Some people aren't. No matter what you do, you're wrong. And again, this is why, again, we cannot live this way. We cannot have people walking on eggshells. We can't have people afraid to talk about issues in other people's communities. This would be like, I should be able to criticize India. I should be able to criticize Islam. I should be able to criticize the black community. And if I have to walk on eggshells in order to do that, I'm not going to be able to communicate my message to you effectively.
Yep. Yeah. when I knew we were in trouble when we had to preface everything with not to offend anyone or trigger warning or whatever you have to. If you have to give some type of prior, I don't hate so and so group, but it's like that's the issue. If we can't just go into a conversation, we have to preface it with like a trigger warning. You're just like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Again, what is it that what's his name said? It was Mark Twain goes, censorship is like taking away steak because someone complains that they can't chew it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, taking a steak away from everyone because a baby can't chew it.
Yes, that's what censorship is. Taking a steak away from everyone because a baby can't chew it. That perfect summary right there. Thank you for correcting me on that. Yeah, Mark Twain.
Yeah, no, that's a great line. But here is also this. Is like, remember, this is what Democrats wanted for you. If I can get the sound to come on this. I think this one's got some music.
Oh my gosh.
Never forget what they made you do.
I mean, this was the greatest ritual humiliation that the government was able to perpetuate on a global population.
Kids are wearing freaking like hazmat suits to hug their grandparents.
Yeah, how many grandma
Person is masking her dog.
How many grandma and grandpas didn't get to see their families and died alone in hospitals, especially under Anthony Cuomo? But again, yeah, I mean, this is just disgusting. I mean, this is what the government did to you, for you. It's like in the guise of protecting you, under the guise of protecting you.
Yeah, it's sick stuff. Sick stuff.
So, what else you got?
All right. This guy talking about immigration said
are giving to people who are here illegally. Illegal immigrants in Minnesota in 2025 will be given $7,000 worth of benefits. $7,000 per person in the form of Minnesota Care benefits here in Minnesota, paid for by Minnesota taxpayers. Over 17,000 people who have already enrolled for this program here in Minnesota. In fiscal year 2025 alone, that is going to equate to at least $107 million in this fiscal year right now.
Okay, so just to preface this, Minnesota Project spent around $600 million in next 4 years on health care for over 17,000 illegals. For Democrats passed a law allowing illegals to enroll in state-funded health care. Immigrants and illegals are literally taking away from you. I mean, this is what I keep telling you is like, do you know why? I mean, if everyone's like, we're at decreasing birth rates here in the United States. Do you know why? I mean, do you know what would happen if we didn't import a massive group of people? Housing prices would have gone down because that means we're building too many houses. If we stayed at a stabilized birth rate or we're below birth rate, we should see housing prices skyrocketing downwards. We're not, because they're importing people to buy these homes to keep your parents' and grandparents' property values high. Mm-hmm. That's why there's nothing. That's why you can't afford a home right now. That is why your kids and your grandkids will not be able to afford a home.
Yes, they're trying to create a permanent class of renters. That's why BlackRock's coming in and buying as many houses as they possibly can. Again, I can see this in the insurance industry right now. Like the price of housing insurance, at least through our company specifically, astronomical. I can't beat anybody on homeowners prices, and that's you know what they can't afford though? Renters policies, dirt cheap. The powers that be are trying to shift into the future, which is going to be a permanent class of renters.
Yep.
Even if you buy a house, so you're not going to buy a house, you're going to rent a house from a corporation like BlackRock.
Yep. Now, we only got a couple left before we close out, but this note I thought was great. Babylon Bee crushing it as usual. Democrats hold a candlelight vigil in front of the illegal immigrant mugshots in front of the White House.
Oh, Babylon Bee. Stay beautiful. Stay classy.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah. This one was interesting. Pam Bondi is talking about how they raided a underground nightclub frequented by MS-13 and Trinidad and Tobago in Colorado. And, they arrested crap tons of people. And it says here the Biden administration ignored over 170 tips about this illegal nightclub. So check this out. Wait, my volume.
Donald Trump. Last night, Brian, what they did, during the Biden administration, they received 170 911 calls to that club alone. That club we were just watching, 170 calls. Wouldn't you think that would have been a red flag? Nothing happened. Guns, shootings, ag batteries, nothing happened. So under
Taking
Donald
over
Trump,
apartment complexes.
DEA, FBI, U.S. Marshals, ATF, ICE, everyone went in together. DEA led this investigation, went in, got 115 illegal immigrants, aliens in our country, arrested them, 2 with warrants, 12 guns seized. So what would happen in this club is you would go in, security would give you a menu of drugs, cocaine, there's something new called pink cocaine, meth. You could go in a bathroom stall, get that. There was prostitution.
I'll have some Colombian Bam
All
Bam.
these things going on. And we just now identified a member of Sinaloa cartel was also in there. So America is safer tonight thanks to Donald Trump.
Amen to that.
Guys, I mean, that's crazy. Like, just you get a menu, and like you can order drugs like you're ordering food at a restaurant. I'll take 2 ounces of weed and some Colombian Bam Bam. 2 ounces of that, please.
And here's this last one. I just thought this one was absolutely hilarious. And this is what you're importing. This is what you're importing with mass unfettered immigration right here.
We tried asking people here what it means to be British. What does being British mean to you?
I don't understand English.
I don't understand English.
I do not understand. Again, that bring in these wonderfully educated Muslim people. Again, do you know like 70% of Muslim women are on welfare? In fact, and I think 60% of Muslim families are on welfare in the UK. Like, I mean, you get free housing, you get free food, and you wonder why criminality goes up because they're just getting government stuff. And they're like, well, you can steal stuff because these are just Kafirs. Steal from the Kafirs. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So, again, this is crazy what's happening right now. And the level of stupidity that's going on at the top levels of our government. So that's really about all we've got for you today. I know we ran long, but like I said, again, we got a lot of memes to go through, and like I said, we just want to share. I mean, like these memes, like they're part of the culture. This is why, again, Trump won the 2016 election, and why he won this upcoming election. Memes are part of the culture war.
Yes.
And it's the best way that we as conservatives communicate information and roast our political enemies.
Exactly. And like the old saying of the left can't meme. Well, you know why memes are funny? It's like comedy. There's this aspect of truth inside of a meme, and the left can't meme because they have to constantly lie or hide the truth.
Yeah, or they can't be out progressived by anyone. And like I said, tolerance and niceness are the only two things. Like sometimes being mean and telling people the cold hard truth that's right in front of their eyes is the most kind thing you can do.
Yeah.
But the left would rather live in delusion.
Yeah.
And again, that's why they can't meme, because they have to keep towing the line.
Yep. 100%.
So, again, that's about all I've got for today. This is the Twins with the Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. But that is all we've got for you today. Allahu Akbar.
God bless you, everybody. We'll see you later.
Against America? Because, like, when good things happen, do you not want them to happen because a Republican is president? Because that's a very un-American way to look at things. And I think that's where we're at these days. I think there's a giant chunk of our population that is so wrapped up in these social media squabbles and owning people online and talking shit and listening to videos and TikToks. They're so wrapped up in this us versus them shit that they can't see that we're supposed to all be in this together. And even if you don't like that guy, if Trump gets in and he does something that's awesome for the country, you should say that's awesome for the country.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really good that terrorists aren't sneaking into our southern border. That's really good. It's really good that they find all the fucking criminals that are taking over apartment buildings in Aurora, Colorado, and root them out. Yeah, that's really good. They should deport them. Yeah, they're fucking criminals. We shouldn't have to deal with that. Yeah, maybe we should fix everything that's going on in North Carolina. Yeah, that's good for everybody. It's like these things are common sense. Are you rooting against America?